Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
This weekend we are testing out the new Volkswagen Multivan California. Let's see how we get on.
So we've got a bit of a plan for this video. I'm going to take it to work on the daily drive. Just to see how it works, because a lot of you, I know, replace your estate car, or people might want to replace their estate car or family car by having a camper van, which can also be the daily driver. So I'm going to do the daily drive.
Daily drive, yep.
And then we're going to go
camping. So we're looking forward to this. I mean, those of you who have been following the channel right since the very beginning will know that the California is where we came from.
Yes.
So we had a T6, then we had a T6.1. That was when we started the channel. So the opportunity to stay in one of these, is it a T7 Multivan T7? Don't know.
I'm going to call it the Multivan California.
Okay, Multivan California, we'll go with that. Harks back to the heritage of where we came from before we ended up with the big blue one that you can see over my shoulder there.
Yes, and when the channel was called California Time.
Yes.
So yes, there we go. Well, let's see what it's like. Let's crack on.
Yeah. Daily
commute first. Right, so we're off, and this is the first time I've actually driven this new California, because we went out for a quick drink last night. Sarah drove there and back, so she's had a go, but I haven't yet. So very first impressions for you of driving this new California. Well, I tell you what, it's quiet. It's much less harsh than driving a T6 or 6.1 or something like that. It's almost a bit of a cliche now for this one. It drives much more like a car. So yes, I think it feels very smooth. I mean, this one is obviously a petrol version. You can hear we need to get our packing sorted out, because there's an awful lot of cutlery noise back there. Yeah, this one's a petrol, so it's a 204 TSI DSG box, obviously, 7-speed, and it's very smooth. You know, we're doing 50 mile an hour now, very quiet, no wind noise from the mirrors or anything, great visibility. These extra windows at the front here doing a great job in terms of visibility. The roads around where we live are pretty potholed and pretty rough, like they are in most parts of the country. Feels absolutely fine, nicely planted. Yeah, should be really pleasant to do a nice easy trip. Steering's nice and light. It's not got a crazy small steering wheel or anything like that, so it's nice and easy to manoeuvre. It's got a heated steering wheel for the winter time, heated windscreen. So lots of good creature comforts. And immediately on the dashboard here, I can see loads of storage cubby holes, which were really missing on the T6.1. If you had a T6 Ocean, you will be familiar with all the nice comfort dash and all that kind of stuff that you used to get with all of the nice storage cubbies and all that kind of thing. In this, obviously it's based on a Multivan, which is really good in terms of storage. You get all of that in here, and nice finishes on everything as well. A bit of a padded armrest on the side here. So yeah, looking really good, looking really comfortable. So a couple of other quick things that I've noticed just after doing a few miles now. It's got a heated rear screen, which for anyone who's had a California Ocean or SE or anything like that before, you'll know that they come with double glazing in the back. And I'm not sure that this does. So I'm going to have to double check that when we're out camping in it later on. Tomorrow and over the weekend, because you could never have a heated rear screen and have double glazing in the past. So I'm going to check that out, see whether it's got double glazing at the back, because that was always good for not getting too much condensation in the back when you were camping. So I'll check that. I've reset the MPG thing on the dashboard and everything just to give a real world test. So I'm going to do, I don't know, 25-30 miles this morning in each direction for this meeting I'm going to. We'll check out what kind of fuel economy it does. But I tell you what, actually this picks up its feet really well. You know, yes, it's a petrol, so it's going to be more thirsty than a diesel, no doubt. But I remember our 204 4Motion T6.1 that we had, and the 204 two-wheel drive T6 California we had before that, they always felt like you had to give them some stick to get them moving, like really give it a prod. If you wanted to, you know, crack on a little bit, it felt like you really had to work hard to get that out of the engine. This, no, this does feel like it's got some get up and go in it, and it wants to go. Right, seeing as we're on a dual carriageway, it'd be rude not to do a quick kind of 50 to 70 speed test. So just in normal drive mode, 50 mile an hour, just slow down a little bit, let's go. Tell you what, that's not bad, is it? Decent reversing camera, good turning circle. Just have to be a little bit careful with the overhang at the back. Looks pretty straightforward to me. Right, that's me back home then. Yes, perfect daily driver, I'd say. Small enough to fit in a car parking space, no problem. And very, very good suspension, very comfortable, completely different to one of the Transporters if you've had one of those before. I've no idea what kind of suspension stuff they've got going on underneath this. This one doesn't have adaptive suspension. It's just the normal suspension setup. I don't know what they've done to it underneath or what it's based on, but I tell you what, it's like driving a nice car. So very smooth, very quiet, very easy to live with. 29.1 mpg out of this. So yeah, I don't think that's too bad considering it is a petrol. It does weigh probably 2.5 tons and it doesn't feel like it. It feels light to drive. Now, the real reason you'd buy a California is to be able to camp in it though. Well, after I took it to work, now is the time for camping.
On the hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah, I think it said it was 34, didn't it, on the temperature
Something like
thing
that.
A little minute ago. So yeah, the van's running, you can probably hear it. We've left the aircon on and everything because Roxy's in there ready to go. Nice and cool in the van, I have to say.
Yes.
It's not going to be cool when we get there and open it up. This is really going to test it, I think, isn't it? It's going to test us. Yeah, so where are we going?
Edingley, Newhall Farm. It's kind of nearish Newark and Southall.
And it's very special to us, isn't it?
Yes, for those of you who have been following the channel for some time, this is the first campsite that we went to in our T6.1 back in 2021.
Yes, yes. So
close to our hearts.
It's close to our hearts. It's reasonably close to home, so we're not going to do hours and hours of driving to get there. Yeah. Right, time to hop in the nice air-conditioned van.
Please.
Well, here we are on pitch 12, which apparently is infamous now. This wasn't here the last time we came to this campsite 4 years ago, but apparently, because we did that video, people come here and say, can we have pitch 12? I don't know how, because we didn't talk about pitch 12. This is like their campervan pitch. So we're very lucky to have a campervan pitch here on pitch 12. And it's super special because you can see it's quite small as a pitch, but it's got these secret little steps down the front here, which take you to your own little moan special private, not private area. So it's really nice. Sarah's just going to show you, look, overlooking that view. Now, isn't that amazing in front of your pitch? Don't charge any extra for this pitch or anything. Just is what it is. Anyway, we're not here to talk about campsites or pitches. We're here to talk about the new California. Right. So what have we got then? As I've said to you in this video already, this is a 204 petrol Ocean. It's got different coloured wheels. It's got electric twin doors. These are optional. And I do like them actually. They do make a bit of a beeping sound. So if I close this, 2 beeps on a close. Is that too much for a campsite? 2 AM when you're about to go to the toilet? You tell me. Comments below. Would you buy automatic sliding doors? I really like them because there's a button on the dash you can press and it opens them. And because you've got 2, one either side, big difference with the old California. maybe it's something which, if you're going to use this as a daily driver, it's nice to have. It's buttons on the key for them as well that you can press. And this is the big difference. So still got the kitchen on the left hand side when you're inside the van, but I've just opened this door, look. So you can actually get in and out of the van here past the kitchen, and that is one of the compromises with the new design of California. So you've got these twin doors, which is great for getting out into safety. So if you're in the UK and you park it next to the curb, facing in the direction of traffic, at least you can get out safely. But obviously to be able to do that, they've had to chop a bit of this kitchen away. But in doing so, what they've done is they put the fridge at the bottom here. So some of you might have seen this already. And we have been loading up the fridge with stuff, look. So you've got a sliding style fridge with a little compartment in there. There's actually quite a lot of stuff in there. Obviously you can access this while you're outside, inside. I think moving it there seems like a good idea. If you've got a porta potty here though, you ain't getting in the fridge. So you've got to be bearing that in mind. And obviously you've got to think about how deep the rugs are or anything that you put in front of it. Table and stuff, we'll talk about all of this stuff a bit later in the video. I found a design flaw already though. That design flaw is if you're cooking outside here, your awning's on this side, awning out, all that kind of stuff. Want to wash your pots and pans up? I know, I'll just use the kitchen. Oh, maybe I won't. There's no way of opening this the other way. And that just seems crazy to me. Why can't you take this off so you can use, because you can't even see what's there. So behind here, you've got a sink and you've got a single burner hob. Why can't you take this off so you can use it? Crazy, really. Anyway. We'll do a full tour in a bit so you can see exactly what we get, but just in terms of setting up the van, very similar to the other Californias you'll have seen. So electric pop top on this one. The buttons to do the pop top are on the dash rather than on a little control panel. So just on here, that's where you've got your buttons to open the doors. You've got an open pop top button, a closed pop top button, and that is a button that you press if you want to fully charge the batteries to 100% when you drive along. Gets over the kind of Euro 6 emissions thing, which means they only usually charge to 80%. The seats at the front here are height adjustable, which is a first for a California. Well, it's not technically a first. You used to be able to buy electric seats for the California, which did go up and down, but nobody bought them because they weren't swivel seats. Lumbar adjustment as well, so that's nice, rather than the swivelly knob thing that used to be on the side. So seats, very, very nice. This has got art velours interior as well, so that kind of nice suede effects style interior and this kind of white clean. We had this on our 6.1 and we absolutely loved it. It just seemed to be so easy to keep clean. If you spilt something on it, you could wipe it off. Definitely recommend that. Anyway, so with these, you used to have a little bar that you move from side to side underneath. Now there's a little tab. So if you just come and have a look here, see that little fabric tab, this one, that is the swiveler. So if I just dive back in here, you can pull that. You just need to move the seat forward a bit so it misses. You pull that out and swivel it round. And look, it actually misses the cup holder. So unlike in the old Calis where you had to put all the cup holder away and all that jazz to be able to spin the seats around, ta-da! Pop it back, job's a good one. So actually, and I haven't moved the backrest on that or anything, I haven't done the driver's one yet, that's probably going to be the same as the old one where you have to wind it forward, get the steering wheel out of the way and all that jazz. But actually that just shows that they have actually tried to think about how that's going to work inside. So it's getting really hot doing this. I'm going to finish off doing the driver's side. I'm going to make sure if there's anything else that we need to sort out inside, I'm going to sort that. And then we're going to go for a walk to the pub. Oh, right, back from the pub, time to get some dinner on, which means we need to use the chairs. And in true California fashion, yes, they've kept them in the tailgate here. So these seem to have been improved somewhat. So higher backs than before. So they do look substantially better. So grab those out and they they fold up a bit different as well. So hopefully they might be a bit more substantial than the other ones because they don't collapse. They've got a little pull-out thing there, look, which allows you to close them. Because that was the problem with the old ones. They always used to just kind of fall apart, didn't they? When you were in them, they could kind of concertina back up. So you got those. Table for outside is there. So not on the inside of one of the doors, but it's basically the same as before, look, by the looks of it. So if I have a go with this, click that up, click that down, click that down, click that up. Yeah, so it's not got the kind of D shape like the old one, but it's still a really decent table. Not too heavy, so easy to move around, all good. And then if we just have a quick look in the back here, things have changed a bit here because your water, you now fill up inside the van. Now, that's a bit, if I actually get it back on properly, there we go. Now that, when I filled it up at home, was a nightmare. And speaking to Steve at Campervantastic, he tells me that there's a knack to this. And it's basically to do with watching when there's a bit of overflow when you're filling it. So if you start to see a bit of a puddle of water on the floor outside the van, that's when you turn your hose off because it hasn't quite reached the top of this neck yet. So he did tell me that. And by the way, if you're thinking about one of these new Californias, Steve at Campervantastic runs a company based out of London which hires these out. So you can borrow one of these, hire one of these, go away in it, see what you think. He's got beach, he's got an ocean, he's got different engines, he's got hybrid, all of that kind of stuff. You can try one for yourself and see what you think. So do check out Campervantastic if you're thinking about it. And there's nothing he doesn't know about this new California after hiring them out to people. So on the back here, you've got a shower attachment, just the same. Obviously you've got a switch to turn it on and off. Inside this cupboard at the back here, just the garage area, is just the same as before. So you've got the shower is underneath there. That's your filler. So if you're going to fill this with water, you've got this kind of plastic thing here. So you take that out, then you've got to screw this in like that, and then you put your water in there. So you can actually fill it from bottles of water if you want to, or a hose, but that's what that's designed to do. The trouble is, if you fill it up so the water's here when you've taken the hose out, when you take this off, it goes everywhere inside the van. Hence why Steve gave us the tip. What do you reckon to this? I'm struggling to think of a campervan pitch where you've got your own little private dining area and cooking area like this.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
This is unbelievable.
Beautiful.
This is absolutely stunning. Sarah's gone for a shower just before we go to bed because it's been hot today, and a shower before bed, we all know, does cool you off before you get into a hot camper van. So we've opened up all the vents in the pop top and everything. We're going to sleep upstairs tonight, and I think the plan is to sleep downstairs tomorrow night so we can tell you what the different beds are like. But we've done all of our cooking and stuff for this evening, so good opportunity for me to just give you a quick what's going on in here then. So you get this kind of sliding opening compartment for all your stuff, and obviously the cupboards at the back here and stuff. But let's talk about this one first. So you get cutlery drawer, and I might as well put some of our crockery away as we're talking, which I've now done all the washing up. So there is space in here to have full-size knives and forks and things in different compartments. No problem with any of that. Lots of space in here for knives and stuff. So we've got a big knife and things in there. No issue with any of that. I'll pop our washing up liquid and stuff away in a minute. Bowls and plates and stuff. This is a little bit tricky, but not too bad. So this doesn't go all the way across to the left for you to be able to get into this compartment here. And there is a tank underneath here, which is your wastewater tank. So actually you just end up moving a few bits and pieces to get your stuff in there. And we've got glasses, and you can see we've got our mugs and all that kind of stuff there. Under here, that's where your gas isolator is. For your hob. I'll show you where the gas bottle and all that kind of stuff is later on. And then behind here, you've got a couple of main sockets which are powered from the hookup, and you've also got a USB-C socket in there as well. So if you want to power things while you're sitting on the bench seat here, or and the individual seats, you can do exactly that. So very nice indeed. Just pop our Ridge Monkey tools in there as well. You can see here we've also put some plates and a pot stand and other bits and pieces underneath there as well. In terms of the top here, yes, you've got a single burner hob on the top. Bit of a shame it's not a double burner, I have to say, because if you're cooking a dinner and it's raining outside and stuff, one burner is quite limited. You can obviously use a second burner on a table or something in here if you want to, but yeah, I think that's maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Although they've obviously had to make the kitchen smaller. You do have running water in here, so all good. No issue with any of that, all very straightforward. We've just popped our, so we've got some hand wash there, which we just wrapped in a towel just so it can sit in there, no problem. Just get rid of that water I've just put in there. And that's our dishwash, which again, we just wrap in a tea towel so it doesn't roll around when we drive around, our sponge and everything, all very easy. Now this cupboard at the back here, this one has got a load of coffee stuff at the top, a new grinder, which we're going to feature on the channel very shortly, which is absolutely epic, I have to say. Very impressed with that. And you can see here with the big Ridge Monkey, we just wrap it in a tea towel, try and stop it rattling a little bit. And we can pop that in there as well. Now, when I put this in here, the interesting thing to note with that one, just move it around a little bit, is this cupboard comes all the way out to here. So it might look like it's a small little cupboard there, but it doesn't go straight back, it goes into this. So actually it's really quite big inside. Bit of an awkward shape to get all of your stuff into, but you know, if I put my hand like in the back there, because it goes to the back of the van, like side as well, follows the contours, those are really big areas in there. So if you're trying to carry food and stuff with you, lots of potential there. And obviously at the back here, I don't know if you can quite see that on that screen, there is the same again, just on the back side of this cupboard too, which we haven't even put anything in on this trip, so they're just empty. So lots of storage space there. I think the bone of contention for a lot of people with this Cali is what happens under the seat. So let me just show you that. You have got that. Now if I take that out and show you, that is replicated on both seats. So it's an integrated plastic drawer, very simple, and it slides in and out of the seat base. So yes, you can take it straight out, you can pop it straight back in. They obviously latch no problem. It's nowhere near the same size as that huge drawer that you get underneath the bench seat on a, I'll say a previous generation California, so anything from T5 all the way up to T6.1. This is nowhere near. However, what you can't do on an on a T5, T6, etc., is you can't individually move these bench seats, and you can't take one of them out if you want to. And that is one of the massive differences between this van slash car and the transporter based one. These seats in the back here are completely different. They are individual seats. You can fold them down individually, you can take them out individually. If you want to, you can take both out and use this like a van at the back, which is quite practical. If you want to put the bed out down the bottom here, you fold them over, you push them forward, you pull the bed out, very straightforward. But it does mean that you lose that big drawer underneath, and that could be a game changer for you. I do understand that. So in terms of other storage, yes, there is this big pocket thing which has been shoved into the window on the side here, which obviously means that you don't need a blind on that, which is quite handy. But again, Mark II of this van I think could improve on this, because you've got this kind of flap thing here which you have to open to be able to get into here, and you may or may not be able to see that there's kind of a big open space at the bottom. You've got this shelf which has got some individual dividers in the top. It's just a bit of an awkward space. I think this would be better if you could take this stuff out, and I'm feeling inside, I'm not convinced you can unzip or unvelcro that, it's all sewn in. If you could take all of that shelf and nonsense out of there, using that for packing cubes for clothes and stuff would be amazing. So I think this could be redesigned. This flap thing, I really don't like that. It's a right pain. If you've got this seat down, so if I pull this in the right order, so if that is folded down like that, fine, you know, nice and easy. But when you got the seat up, when you're trying to pack the van and, you know, generally get into it and stuff, it's a right pain. So actually, Volkswagen, come on, live in the van while you design it, because that's not brilliant, is it? Good idea in terms of having them there, not so great in terms of execution. However, you do still get the airline locker at the top here, and that is big. So you can see we've got all of our clothes in here. Sarah's got 3 packing cubes, I've got 2, standard. And you can see it's really quite sizable. It's fair to say Volkswagen have gone to town with the LEDs in here. And yes, they're touchscreen, so you can, or touch lamps, so you can turn them on and off. If you press and hold them, they dim and change and all of that kind of stuff, which is very nice. Blinds in the windows, but again, these are slightly different to before because they're not quite integrated in the window in the way that you've seen before, but actually they're very close fitting. We'll have to see in the morning just how good those are, but they don't look that bad actually. I will take some footage when it's bright outside, and it should hopefully be dark in here so you can see what kind of effect they have. But nice that they're all integrated. Touchscreen on the side here, which when it wakes up, it's a bit slow. Tells you a lot of stuff about the van in terms of, you know, battery percentages, water, kind of all of the lights you can control on here and stuff as well. Because if I click on this, you get pictures of the van and you can turn different lights on and off, and it's all very flash and nice and everything. Is it really necessary? Some people might think so. You can connect your phone to it and use an app to turn them on and off. So if you're upstairs in bed, you can turn things on and off and turn the heater on and off and that kind of stuff. That's quite nice. Call me a Luddite. What's wrong with a button? You know, it might be a bit quicker than pressing this control panel thing. But it does work. So it hasn't frozen or stopped working or done anything weird. So as I said, we're going to sleep upstairs tonight, and much to Sarah's dismay, we're going to sleep downstairs tomorrow night. Although I think the downstairs mattress is thicker, I think she's going to sleep better tomorrow night than she is tonight. But we'll see. So, time to make that bed upstairs. Here it is, and I tell you what, I think this is longer than the previous California. I do need to double check what dimensions this is up here, but this looks long. This has got a standard double fitted sheet on it, so it kind of gives you a bit of a sense of size, but it looks really good. And I tell you what, this canvas is really blackout as well. So again, in the morning we'll have to see what that's like, but yeah, I'm impressed with this. What is this massive bag you've got?
It's quite a massive heavy bag. I can feel tent poles in it, which gives me a little bit of concern.
That's the side window one. It feels like it's got magnets in, so that should be easy enough, shouldn't it?
Okay, yeah. We have got tent poles.
Okay. Bearing in mind, this van retails at £85,000. We'll be back with you in a minute. This is turning into more of a ridiculous situation than I thought it was going to. Okay, well, let's get it in the windscreen then, which we've made incredibly hard because we've turned the seats around already. Well done.
Definitely a two-person job to do that front window.
Yeah, you need to slide the seats forward so you can put the headrest down to hold it in place. There's a bit of Velcro around the rear view mirror and stuff, but there are some flaps which come down the side for those extra front side windows, which I hadn't really thought about before because they obviously need covering, don't they?
It looks like good coverage.
The side ones just magnet in and they're fine, aren't they? Much more blackout than the previous California.
Yeah,
the side ones definitely.
They were just sort of very thin grey, weren't they? Grey material.
Yeah,
which
it
didn't
let a
really
lot
do
lighter.
much.
So actually, from a blackout point of view, I'd probably say this is better. So just for anyone who's wondering if you can fit a 335 Thetford Portapotti in the living area, yes you can. Not really a surprise considering we're sleeping upstairs tonight. The question is going to be, can you fit it down here when we sleep downstairs? That's for tomorrow. Well, good morning, and we've opened up the blinds now so we can get a bit of light in here, open up the windows, because I think it is time for tea. Well, pretty standard as we talked about before. So you've got cold water only in here, small sink, single burner hob, all pretty straightforward. Obviously a bit different to the previous Cali with only one burner, but if you're making tea, you don't need any more than that, do you? Now, one design, well, it's not a design flaw, it's just something you have to kind of recognise is with this fridge, because it slides forward rather than you getting at it from the back here, if there's anything in front of it, obviously you can't get in it. And, well, we've got a lump of a dog on the floor, and her dog bowl seems to migrate its way straight in front of the fridge every time we want to get in it. So we tend to end up moving stuff out of the way to get into the fridge. But on balance, I think I'm still preferring it at the end rather than on the top. But yeah, let's get the tea on anyway. So no split lid on this, which if you've had one of the later Californias, you'll know is quite handy, because when you've just done something like this, you could do with somewhere to make your tea, but you can see down at the bottom here, look, they have given you this little kind of couple of cutouts in the plastic, which actually for this purpose works really well. So can make your tea quite easily just sitting it on there. Let's have a chat about this table then. So with this new version of the California, you don't get the old traditional big table which slid along the rail here with a big leg on, which gives you your dining table. You get this instead. So this table stores around the other side of the kitchen, which is a bit problematic, because if it's raining you have to open the door to get it out to then use it in here, if you want it in here. I think if we had one of these Californias, we'd end up wrapping this in a towel and storing it down the side of the seat here or something, because it does go there. It's not a problem. There's plenty of space for it. Feels like a bit of a missed opportunity from Volkswagen that there isn't some kind of clip or something in here to be able to keep it inside the van rather than just around the other side. Or maybe there is and I've not seen it. So in the van, there's a couple of places you can use this inside here. It slides onto this rail here. And I'll just show you the underside first. So you've got this leg which folds out, and you can change the length of the leg. There's also some clips on the bottom as well. I'll show you what those are for in a minute. So the way that it works, I've just opened out the leg a little bit, just slide it onto the rail here, and then underneath you just extend the leg, clips into place, and then it just rests in that little plastic tray. It does give you quite a lot of extra space here. You know, you can put it on the end, which when you do that, pop it on. I'm just going to drop the leg out as well. It's very stiff, this one. I'll expect because it's a demo van in particular. There we go. And then if you do that, it then clips into the end like that. And they do it like that so you can still get in the fridge, because otherwise there'd be a leg in the way, wouldn't there? A couple of things to note about this California if you didn't know already. So this being the Ocean has the electric pop-up roof. Really handy. You know, sometimes if you're quite short and you want to be able to pull the pop top down and stuff, if you haven't got an electric roof, that can be quite tricky. Some people don't like having an electric roof because they think it's complicated, has the problems and issues and all that kind of stuff. Well, I can tell you, this electric roof, we put it up yesterday. Nothing's happened to it. It hasn't sagged down. You know, the heat change between yesterday, where it got up to 34 degrees with this roof elevated. This morning it's about 16 degrees outside. usually that kind of temperature change in the old California might have meant that there might have been a bit of sag in the roof or a roof adjustment. Nothing going on like that at all with this new model here. So very impressed with the roof, actually, I have to say, and the canvas, really nice blackout canvas as well. One of the big questions that has been asked for us to try out is, can you fit the Thetford 335 Portapotti in the living area when you've got the bed out? So this is a good chance for us to have a go at this. Sarah and I have just been having a go with all of this, seeing what can move and what can't move and all that kind of stuff. Right, I think we know what we're doing with this now. So first things first, you've got to create your flat bed area. So the way that you do that is you slide these bench seats forward, rear seats forward, just kind of a random amount to start with. You have to take these headrests out, turn them around, pop them back in, then you have to fold this down, which you do by pulling that middle one. See, I haven't pulled it forward enough. Pull that, fold it down, and then you have to put this backrest down, which is this other tab, so it goes nice and flat like that. Same again with this one, but what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to push it so that it just comes up to that board at the back there, because that's a board. You can take that board out if you're going to load stuff into the van and stuff, but usually that's fixed there. So let me just slide this back to there. So you can see it's just slid back. Same again with this one. So forward, oh, headrest, got to remember that. Turn it round. The thing to bear in mind while I'm doing this is, think what this would be like if it was raining outside at the moment, which it isn't. It's a lovely day. Pop the belts down at the side, slide this back. Oh, it's very tight, it's new, you see. Okay, so we've got that one slid back as well. And then we've got this mattress. So that mattress comes with the van. You can see it's held in with these straps at the moment. So let me just go around the back, just open this up. So very simple, just undo the straps like that. And then there is a handle there. So if you were inside the van, you are able to just pull on this handle. And what this does is it flips this over like that. It's already Velcroed on the bottom here, so it's not coming all the way forward. And Sarah's just going to flip it.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy.
Really heavy.
So you just grab the back of it, flip it over like that.
I think it's worth mentioning on this as well, because I should imagine most of you are looking at this and going, that is the lumpiest bottom of a bed I could ever imagine.
Yeah,
here.
It is.
And this is a hardboard.
And how do you know that?
It's there because it just fell on me when we were practicing and it blooming hurt. So when somebody throws it from the back, get out of the way.
There was no throwing going on.
There was throwing. It was done with intent.
I think it's cost me a beer later. So that's out like that. Now you can see it's a bit kind of loose at the end there. So what we did, whether you're supposed to do this or not, we just moved these back a bit. So gives it a bit more support right at the very end. So if you're going to sit on the end, it wasn't going to move. Now, clearly by doing that, I can move it back a little bit. If I line it up with the end, clearly by doing that, that is how much you've got at the foot of the bed. And you've pushed that seat all the way back, haven't you? The front seat, so that's hard against the steering wheel. Let me go and get the Portapotti and let's see what we can
I think Portapotti, realistically, the only place it can go is in front of the fridge.
So
over here.
First things first, let's try it where you're standing at the minute. So
okay,
if you come back
back out of the way.
No, definitely not. Right, I'll nip round the other side then.
Do have to apologise for the general bedding mess here at the front whilst we're
Let's be honest.
Demonstrate this.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were talking. Let's be honest. This is an advantage of having two doors. There you go then. What's wrong with that? Plenty of space. Clearly you're not getting in the fridge because that's in the way. You
can have it at a jaunty angle there, look, and then because mean, that would make for an interesting proposal of a man sitting on the passenger seat and trying to...
Oh, no.
No, that's just horrid.
No, no.
No. So I'm not entirely sure how you would use it, Will, because there's definitely no space for you to...
Well, that's... If the pop-top's on, it's easy, isn't it? You just pop it on the bed, stand up, jobs are good.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think there's probably just about room for me.
You could...
To try and just about sit on it if I needed to.
Maybe squeeze in there. It's not...
And I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
So I've got quite short legs. So I think I could probably just about...
Remember, if it's 2 plus a dog, I mean, the dog's got like a very small L shape to move about in. It's not brilliant at all. Let's think about options then. Just hop out a second. One thing that Sarah and I noticed, let me just pop this on the floor a minute. One thing Sarah and I noticed was this bed looks very long. It really does seem as though they've added a bit more length to this bottom mattress than there's ever been before. Now, I'm just wondering, I'm just going to pop a mat on the bottom of this so I can lie on it. Just don't want to get my feet on this really nice clean mattress. So just pop this turtle mat on the bottom, and I'm going to line that up with the bottom of this mattress here. And I'm going to lie on this. Now I'm 6'1", so if I lie on here and I put my head at the top of this mattress.
Would that be really where you'd have your head though, right at the top of the mattress? Because you'd have a pillow, wouldn't you?
Okay, I'll move down a bit. There you go.
It'd be a little bit realistic.
There you go. So that is broadly where I would lie. So plenty of space. You can see how much space there is with my shoulders and everything. That's not an issue. Where are my feet?
Yeah, so you've probably got what, a good, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches?
Okay, so where that turtle mat line is then, roughly. So what I'm wondering is, let's just get rid of this a second. If there was a shorter mattress that you could buy, an aftermarket one of some kind, and you could push these seats
as far back.
Well, let me just grab that. Just grab this again and see where it would actually need to be. So we said in line with the yellow strip, didn't we? So that's going to be about there. So that seat is now where that yellow strip was. If I try and push that one back there as well. So if you imagine your mattress came to there.
That's almost, that's all of a sudden become a much more sizable area.
So let me grab the Portapotti.
Like in the 6 and the 6.1, hasn't it? So yeah, it just might about be usable then, mightn't it?
That feels a lot more usable, and the space there where you could put a
mat for a dog.
Mat for the dog, which, lo and behold, we've got a dog.
Hey presto, we have a dog, and therefore we have a
mat. Actually,
fold that out.
It's all starting to look a little bit more doable.
Like the Callies of old.
So Volkswagen, you need to do an accessory one of these, or different lengths of these, because there is some adjustability in this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot work doing all that seat moving about and everything else, but we've done it for you, so hopefully that is helpful for you.
I've earned my 0 beer.
This is not 0 beer.
No, his isn't. Mine definitely is.
Yeah, so we're going to sleep downstairs tonight on that mattress, just to see what the comfort's like and stuff. It does look like it's a bit thicker than the one upstairs, but obviously you don't get the frolly springs that you get upstairs, so...
to be honest, last night I was quite comfy. I was a little worried because I get used to the bed in the Sven, and we've got a lovely mattress that's like this with the frolly springs underneath it, and it's lovely. And when you're climbing up there, you're thinking, I can feel these springs underneath here through my hip.
I was the same though. I was comfy.
But actually I was really quite comfy last night.
Quite surprising how good it was. Well, here we go then. This is night number 2, and we've got everything laid out here. Sarah's not looking forward to this. I am looking forward to this. This looks super comfy to me, so let's see how we get on. So then, my dear, how did you find your night sleeping downstairs?
I'm sorry to say it was poor.
Poor?
Very, very hard bed.
Oh.
I'm not even entirely convinced I slept. One of those kind of nights where you remember being awake a little more than you think that you might have slept, unfortunately. But I was lovely and warm.
Yes.
Temperature wasn't a problem. The bent sleeping bag, poncho, blankety thing, very good.
So the only thing you can blame then is a hard bed.
It was exceedingly hard.
And width-wise?
Width wasn't really a problem. Didn't really find that an issue in any way, shape or form. But my God, that was hard as a bed.
I agree.
So, which is a shame because it takes up such an enormous amount of space in the boot. So if you need a topper on top of that as well, that's a huge amount of space taken up in the boot. But maybe I'm sensitive to very, very firm bed.
I mean, I found it hard as well. I think definitely the pop-up bed or pop-top bed.
That one's far better.
Way better.
And wider, so comfort-wise, you've got a lot more space up there as well.
Now, we have noticed this tailgate is pretty heavy. So Sarah's going to have a go at closing this. Bearing in mind, it's got the chairs in as well. It's not like Sarah's weak. Oh, you managed it. But go on then, open it then. It does come up with a fair old swing. And at home it did nearly pin her against our wall. We weren't quite expecting it to be quite as vicious. So, New California, what do we think?
Quite like it, although with our friends Carl and Kath staying very nearby with their T6, I did just keep looking over to it and thinking, did like that van.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about how we conclude this video.
Yeah.
And I think Volkswagen are trying to go for a new market with this van. So I think if you are trying to justify having a camper van by selling your family car and wanting to use one vehicle to do family transport and be able to do camping, this could be for you.
Yes, that's probably it.
If you're lucky enough to be able to have a car and have a camper van, so you don't have to drive your camper van around every day, family transport, all that kind of thing, maybe the California 6, 6.1, 5 even, 5.1 could be the one for you. Because it is just that little bit bigger inside, the storage is just that little bit better. Sorry, I just need to look at where I'm going. Yeah, I just think that could possibly be a slightly better camper van. So for actual camping, you've got 2-burner hob, you've got, you know, a bit more storage in the kitchen area and all that kind of stuff. The boot's a little bit bigger. Bigger
aperture for getting in and out, so where the sliding doors are, albeit you only have the one sliding door rather than the two, but it gives you that much bigger space for your kitchen.
So the new one though, what you do get with this, 2 sliding doors, much safer if you've got kids or you're trying to get in and out on the curbside, big advantage there. You've got much more car-like to drive, so easy to drive. I mean, the steering's really light, you know, the controls are great, it's really smooth, all mod cons in terms of tech.
And the suspension is nicer.
Suspension is super soft, well, I'd say super soft, super compliant, just drives, well, basically it drives like a Golf or like an Audi A3 because that is exactly the chassis that this is built on. So anyone who's nerdy about these things, NQB Evo platform that this is built on, and it feels like it. It feels like driving a Golf, in terms of
just a bit bigger.
Especially with this petrol engine, it feels very, very car-like. And if you were driving it every day, heated steering wheel, heated windscreen, nice big door mirrors and stuff, good visibility, super easy. So it's really, I think it comes down to that. If you are looking to sell your family car, you still need a family car, and you want a van to be able to do nice day trips, you want to be able to overnight in it and stuff, this is a great van. It's really great van. You know, it's built really well. Any rattling you can hear on this video, I assure you, is our packing, because we've just had to throw our stuff in the van to be able to come away and do this sleep-in review. So, yeah, I really like it.
Yes.
I really like it, and I've been driving around in it thinking, how could I justify having one of these as my everyday car? Which I can't, because it's too expensive, and I just couldn't do it, because we've obviously got our Sven Heading. However, I can definitely see how it fits in the California range, and it's not really fair, I don't think, to compare the old one to the new one.
No,
because they're just a bit different.
Yeah.
They're just a bit different in terms of what they're trying to do. But you could definitely go away in this for a long weekend, a week, 2 weeks maybe, if there's 2 of you and a dog, just maybe. You definitely would need to plan your storage out though.
And I think you need to be realistic that you probably need some outdoor space.
Yeah.
To make it really work.
Yeah. And Volkswagen are honest about that in their marketing and things, aren't they? You know, they don't try and claim that this is a all year round, all weather kind of camper van, rain, shine, and, it's not that kind of van. They class this as a multi-room van, and one of the rooms is the awning out on the side and you kind of living outside a bit in this. So they're not trying to hide that fact. And we've got to remember as well that Europe is a much bigger market for this van than the UK. So we're always going to be a little bit on the back foot in terms of how they market this in the UK, because of how much rain we get. We don't live in Spain, we don't live in Italy, where you see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these.
Yeah.
And that's obviously how they've managed to make it how it is. But it is super to drive. If you haven't had a chance to have a look at one of these in the flesh, do go with fresh eyes. Think about it in the context of what we've done in this video. We really hope this video has been helpful for you in terms of getting into a bit of the how would you actually camp in one of these, because they're all well and good looking at the videos, which are walk rounds and all that kind of stuff, but until you've actually slept in one, upstairs, downstairs, you've got all your pots and pans in it, you've got the dog in it, porta potty, you've lived in it, you just don't know. So
trying to make a cup of tea and
so hopefully this video has been helpful for you to give us a bit of an honest opinion. For any of you who don't know, look at the back catalogue on our channel. We've had a T6 California, we've had a T6.1 California. I can't see us having a Multivan California, but that's because we've got a bigger van now. Nothing against this Multivan at all. So there you go, hopefully it's been helpful, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Is this the kind of van that you're thinking about, you want, you've got one on order? We're really interested to hear whether you think we've done a fair job of reviewing it. Let us know if it suits you. Really good to see you. We'll see you again soon for some more
Campervan Time.